Hello and welcome to HyzerMedia's coverage of the Stafford Open. This is round one, front nine, from Stafford Woods in Voorhees, New Jersey. This tournament is the finale to the Silver Series for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Today's tournament is sponsored by Innova Disc Golf, and today's coverage is presented by HyzerDisc Sports. Visit HyzerDiscSports.com. I'm Dave Oster, here with Lou Garcia. Lou, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm excited to watch this Chase feature card that we have here. We have Chandler Fry, who is an amazing player. Got to play with him earlier this year. Luke Samson, who has an absolute cannon. And then we have Phill, Diloné. I believe he's from Detroit, could be wrong. And then we have Cunningham, and I believe he's local to the area. So it's a pretty cool card. And this second Chase card that we filmed all weekend had great weather. It was front to back, there was sunshine, there wasn't a drop of rain. I believe the earlier cards weren't as fortunate.
I believe you were right. The weather definitely held out. And we go right into hole one. Chandler Fry is starting us off.
Gaps it. This is an awesome shot right out the gate from Chandler. This is no easy shot here. It just gets tighter and tighter as you get down to the basket, and he just executed. So he's ready to play. That's what that says. Got Luke Samson. Not a terrible kick. It's not a park job, but if you're up that far down the fairway, you definitely have a shot for the birdie still. And Phill stepping up here. What a great shot.
Another park job, pretty much.
I was blown away by how compact Phil's form is and how explosive his shot comes. It just, disc comes firing out of his hand pretty quick. He's also got a pretty solid arm.
We see Cunningham pulls it a bit too far to the right.
Yeah.
It'll be a tough up and down from there.
This first hole is a challenge. I mean, the whole course is a challenge, let's be honest. If you don't get off the tee and you find yourself scrambling, you could almost rule out the possibility of a birdie. And he goes one side of the fairway to the other, and now he's looking for a putt through the fairway's edge.
Off the chains, almost saves the par. Unfortunately, gonna start off this tournament with a bogey.
And now Luke is in a similar spot where Sean is, but Luke has a wide open look and is just a little closer.
There you go.
And he drains it for a birdie to start his tournament. Luke is pumped on that for sure.
We'll take another look at it. Outside the circle. Little flutter, but pretty much dead center. Like you said, great way to start off the tournament.
Chandler Fry known for his putting. The dude could putt. That's when I first heard about Chandler Fry was with the virtual putting that they were doing with the Pro Tour. And pleasure to watch him, and he's got a solid form, very consistent putter. there's no inconsistencies. It's the same thing over and over again, and I think that's what makes him such a good putter.
Yeah, absolutely. So we go on to hole 2. This is a par 4, 509 feet. Your tee shot wants to be probably a backhand turnover to get through the gap the drone is flying through right now, and then pretty much push as far forward as you can to make your second shot easy to approach the green.
Yeah, anything just around that down log there, that last down log. I mean, it'd be tough to throw beyond that. It's happened before, but just short of that is going to set you up for a nice turnover with a putter or a nice little forehand hyzer approach. Chandler keeping his box here. Ripping a backhand. And cut it close is what he's telling us. And now we got Luke stepping up. I believe Luke has his Rask in his hand. Luke's sponsored by Castaplas. Wow, so that kicked, but caromed forward. So that's a lucky break for him there. So it's like that rare time where you hit a tree and it just doesn't hurt you at all.
Yeah, he just barely nicked that, kind of redirected it, but still had enough turn to keep finishing right almost through that gap that you're looking to do anyway. And Phill pures that gap 30 feet in the air.
Past the catch cam. Past the log, I said. People don't go past.
One of the best shots that I've seen here.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a lot of those happening, so that's a great shot right there.
Maybe
Good job, Phill.
looking at a outside the circle look for an eagle. Looks like Sean's having a little bit of issue with the tee pad there.
A little bit of slippage. There was rain up until this point in the day. Just kind of came into it on his heels and slid into the follow through, which caused the slip. He didn't really quite make it very far out, but he's in a better position there than he was before. And there he goes. He finds the gap, puts it over towards the basket, and he's looking to save his par. Phill rocking out in the background. That's just ideal. That's textbook how you play this hole. Get to this area, throw the upshot, walk away with the birdie. All you have to do, don't hit any trees.
Easier said than done.
Chandler going with his Challenger. And that's easy. That makes things easier.
Absolutely. Kicking right back towards the basket. Just pretty much tap in from there. And here's Phill for a eagle bid.
Wow. Oh,
off
I'm just
the
blown away
cage.
that's the look he had. So he made it all the way down. He went long. Did you see that angle?
Yeah, that was
He
past
went-
the basket.
He went beyond pin high for an eagle look. On hole 2, folks, Luke smashing chains for his birdie.
Focus. Get rid of any of those pressure thoughts and really center yourself, like where you're at and the shot you're throwing. Trying to just really let everything besides the basket bleed away.
So we get 3 birdies and a par on that hole. As we go into hole 3, I want to thank Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant for sponsoring the drone coverage today.
As we're looking at hole 3 here over the corner of this little pond, we're looking at 313 feet to the basket. This is an ace run. This course doesn't offer you a lot of ace runs here. So when it gives you that opportunity, you think ace or do you think birdie?
Ace, of course.
Ace.
Although not on that throw. There is a gap on one side of the pond and on the other side that you have to hit both to give yourself a shot at that ace.
He landed safe. I believe he landed safe.
Yes, it looked like he was safe.
Luke getting a smack off a tree. I believe he's safe as well, but he's going to have all of that hill to contend with to try to get up and down for his par.
And a third tree hit on this ace run hole, proven to be more difficult than we may have made it seem.
Definitely a challenging hole, just very reachable. That's probably the one qualifier for the ace run here is it's reachable. But
push. Hey,
it has teeth. I believe he put it up by the shorter pin position up on the hill. That's going to be interesting. So he should have a nice elevated look down to the pin. And pretty good hyzer shot from Luke there. Just putting it about 18 feet out from the basket. Phill is down by the pond. He has the hill to contend with. He's going forehand here.
And I believe this is pretty much a blind shot for Phill.
Yeah, I don't even see Phill on that catch cam coming in.
And it doesn't matter. He parks it.
Spidey senses. Okay, so Chandler had a better visual of that basket.
And Sean with the best view of the basket, but not an easy shot. And a bit outside where he would have liked to land, but
I'm gonna call
still
that
in
a
the
tester.
circle.
That's
Yeah.
These elevated baskets will make you change things with your putt you're not anticipating. So if you're not out practicing that, looks like he's practicing it.
So Sean with 2 pars after starting off with a bogey. Starting to straighten things out.
And Luke has about 15 feet left, so that's his tap in there. He has his par, and he's going to maintain his -2. And nobody's getting the birdie here.
It's ace or nothing, apparently.
Ace or nothing. Okay. All right. We learned something there.
Yes, we did. As we move on to hole 4, par 4, 558 feet. You want to hit this initial fairly wide gap, and it gets wider as you go into the open green. You want to land your first shot somewhere around here, setting you up for a pretty stock hyzer shot into one of these gaps between the trees, into one of the more open greens you'll see on this course. Once you get through the trees, you have at least circle 1 completely empty, if not halfway through circle 2. So pretty much no obstructed putts. We'll see how these guys can handle it.
So these trees to the right are the trees to miss. You have a tree that just kind of grows as if it's like a long branch shooting out across the gap. That's all you need to miss here. Let the disc fade if you're a right-handed backhand thrower, which these guys are. And that's going to put you in a good position to get that upshot opportunity to put it close to the basket for the birdie. That's a pump. Solid rip by Phill. We got Sean up next. Not too bad of a kick. Sean crushing his wraith out there. And we got a little drizzle at this point. Making sure that grip is right. That's like number one in this type of weather. If it's not raining, it's still humid out.
Yes, we did get lucky with no rain, but the heat and humidity stuck around, which, like you said, definitely was going to be giving these players grip issues if they weren't prepared for it.
Pretty close to perfect there. I mean, the disc faded a little too soon and just pulled away from the basket, but that's going to leave Phill with about a 20-foot putt, which I think he has that in his arsenal for sure.
Yeah, I believe so.
What an amazing player. Sean just getting inside the circle there. Chandler pushing to the tall grass. It kind of leaves you here where you start to decide, am I going to stand there or am I going to run up? Chandler decided to stand and deliver, and I think it was a good choice.
And we have 4 putts from very similar distances. Luke with the farthest from, as we can see, just outside the circle. Ooh, and just low.
He's got his length helps him with his accuracy. Is that like an accurate assessment? He puts everything and just reaches with all he has.
Yeah, it's like you line up all of the levers in your arms, and his are nice and long, so he gets halfway there, it seems, before he even lets go of the disc.
Phill grabbing a birdie. Sean grabbing a birdie. Sean goes back to even, which is huge. So that's got to be a confidence boost moving into the rest of the holes.
And this hole is coming in as the second easiest hole today at .38 strokes under par. So pretty much what we would expect from the second card.
You could feel a little frustrated walking away from this hole with just a par. I don't think the start that Luke has had is going to allow him to be frustrated at this point. But you will not want to miss that all weekend. You're not going to get away with it too often. You need to get that one for sure.
Correct.
We got hole 5 here. This is a bomb. It's 611 feet. South Jersey Disc Golf, they push this basket further back. So it used to sit here, now it sits there. So big crushing drive, open, but guess what? There's OB left, there's OB right. And if you're going to go over the OB, it's usually right off the tee. And if you don't fly back in, you're going to be hurting. So let's see what Chandler can do here. Asking for it to sit. And
I believe it did. I
believe it sat.
didn't see the red flag come out. Another thing to note about this fairway is for the right-hand backhand, the slopes from right to left, which usually carries the discs like Chandler's did all the way to the OB. But I think the grass might be just wet enough to hold it this time. Phil's looking a little bit wide. Needs to come back. Oh, and there's the red flag.
So that's what I'm talking about. Phill hung his out over the right side. He needed it to get back and bounce badly and just came up short. So now he's 50 feet up the fairway, and that's it.
Yeah, he went out early. Doesn't get to progress very much.
See, with the basket change here, that's huge because he used to lie just at the trees, and now if you go out of bounds, you're just not throwing up to the trees anymore. You have to penetrate 70 feet, 75 feet beyond those trees to be anywhere near the basket. So not a good shot there, and that's just more teeth on an open hole. Luke pumps that forehand beautifully, safe center cut. He's got all the options in the world for his upshot.
And just like you said, we see Phill barely off the tee, throwing his third shot, because of the penalty stroke.
See, now, and there we go. In the past, he would have been putting. Not today. Today, he still has maybe a good 60-footer to try to make.
To save par.
To save par. It's a tall order.
Yes.
Looks like everybody's upshots are headed in the direction of the green over there. Circle 2 or better. Luke opting for the forehand here. Not bad. If he missed that tree, it would have been better.
Chandler did get way up there.
Did that just hit a tree and roll away?
Yeah, wasn't able to capitalize on his shorter upshot than the rest of the card. Not a bad throw, just kind of a bad result. And bottom of the pole. Not sure if that wasn't a good run or if it was just laying it up. And Phill, from the 60 feet that you said, let's take a look at it again.
That looks like 90 feet.
It may be. That's edge of circle 2, it looks like.
Wow. What a putt.
To save par. That's one way to get it. Throw out of bounds, throw again pretty much from the tee, and then make a 60-footer for par.
He was destined to play that hole in 3 shots. Just pushing it a little bit to the right of the basket. Had good height. Here's Luke for his. Seems like he's just inside the circle. And kicks right. Oh.
That's a tough one.
Now, someone had mentioned these are new baskets. Do you think baskets have to wear in like a pair of shoes?
I think they definitely have some kind of finish on the outside that may increase the grip that they have on the disc over time.
Like they just might be a little stiff right now?
Stiff, maybe a little slick.
Okay.
Maybe some factory finish on it, something like that.
So we're learning putts have got to be right down the pipe today. Anything left or anything right, probably going to kick off. So where are we at now?
We are on hole 6, another par 4 at 781 feet. They also extended this tee pad back, probably almost 150 feet further back.
Great choice by them, by the way, because now no one's throwing up there and has this easy chip shot for the birdie. Now you need to throw a great tee shot, a great up shot, and there's no guarantee for the birdie here.
Now one of these signature greens on this course, the built-up pyramid-style green, definitely is not easy, because if you're not somewhere on the wood, you're pretty much at circle's edge.
Looking at an uphill putt,
Yes.
and that isn't, land for days back there. Eventually it drops off.
Yes.
Something else to note, right side of this fairway is OB. We have smart players here today. I believe they're all going to throw nice and plenty stable discs. So Phill finding the center cut of the fairway, which is optimal. Anything inside finishing left is going to create a low ceiling with that tree line. All those trees, especially for your second shot, are low lying, low hanging, and not going to let you attack the green very well.
Sean getting this one a little bit nose up, high, and landing right where you were just saying you really don't want to on the left side of this fairway.
He might be far enough back where the second shot could still be wide open for him. So could have been a saving grace that it was nose up. Luke went a little inside as well. Yep, so he's just short of that spot. Any further, it starts to be an obstacle where you don't feel like you could get the rise out of your shot.
Yeah, he was short enough to have a nice hyzer line around the low line, where I think we'll see that Luke is further up and even further on the left side.
Look at the body motion, how he's insinuating his arm to swing up. Like he wants this shot to rise up out of his hand, take off, and head towards that pin. This is the difficult spot I was talking about.
This is basically a tunnel shot, where the branches hang lower to the right. Oh, and he catches some leaves, but he kind of gets through. Definitely took some distance off. But there we see it, exactly how hard of a shot that is.
No, Chandler's going to be just to the right of that, which gives you a little bit of swing room if you choose to, but he goes with the straight shot. I think that was pretty good. Pretty good. I couldn't keep my disc up in the air that straight, that low, that long. I don't have that.
Certainly not.
This is the gap that I'm looking for. And for that reason as well. You're at the foot of the steps there. And that's about as close as you could get. Hard to stick it up on there on your second shot. Or at all.
And Luke sticking it on the third from the top step. If sticking on top was hard, I'm sure on a single stair, it's got to be even harder than that.
Go, go, go. That's a great spot to be. Sean's got that left for his par. And this is Phill for his birdie. So steep.
Just
Sinks it.
fires it in there.
He didn't want to think twice about it.
Nope. If he missed that, that was going over the fence.
There's OB over there.
Yes.
Ah, that's right. I forgot about that. The other side's a farm. There's a fence and there's a farm over there.
Oh, Chandler not able to replicate what Phill was able to do. Just a bit low. As Sean pretty much taps in for his par.
Yeah, not bad for Sean. His mistake there wasn't anything really down by the basket or his upshot. It was all the tee shot. Got that nose up and just left him too far to really go out and grab that birdie.
And we're moving on to hole 7, par 3, 300 feet. Going over the same pond that we were going over on hole 3, but more directly over it, and a guarded wall that you need to clear, otherwise you're almost guaranteed to kick back into the water.
What I like about that wall, and it might be the only thing I like about that wall, it ensures that pin position for a very long time. Phill turning it, sticking it to the right side of the pin.
Yes, that wall may be more for retaining ground purposes than a simple obstacle for the course, but it does serve both purposes.
I think Chandler might be going for his buzz here. Not what he drew up.
A little tight. He is safe. The only OB is in the water, so short of the water, not ideal, but at least he's not getting a penalty stroke for that.
It's time for a birdie, dude. He's up there looking for that birdie putt. It's a great shot from Sean. Smooth. Perfect line. Kind of looked like, probably from his perspective, could have been a run. Just finished a little low and left of the basket, but that's he threw it how he drew it up, that's for sure.
From his perspective, certainly could have been tracking the whole way. Just a little bit low and left right at the end.
And Luke runs one right over the top of the basket. Talk about blind shots. There is no way he could see that basket. Oh, what a kick.
Great tree kick. That may have been going 40 or 50 feet past the basket, putting back towards this water.
Yeah.
And we see that's not a great idea, as Luke decides not to and just lays it up. Probably a smart decision.
Round 1. Playing well. Great start. And he's just looking to put his round in his hands, laying it up to get the par. A little bit out of position. I don't blame him. And Phill cleaning up for his par after he spits out on the side of the chains. We already called it. Those putts got to be centered today.
That's right. And we just want to thank our drone coverage sponsor again, Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant. Thank you for sponsoring our drone coverage for this video.
Their food is so good. They were so busy this weekend.
Oh, I bet. Lots of people in town.
We're on hole 8. It's a par 4. This thing dog legs, dog legs, dog legs, and dog legs again. This is an awesome shot here. You're going to want to throw a mid-range, or if you're feeling a little risky, a fairway driver. Right up the gut, let it fade before it hits that back tree wall. And you need to get a skip, and you need to get a carry to the left. Wow. To find travel on that inside line for that far is remarkable, so good for Sean. Toughest part about being over there is you still need to get left, and there's just too much in the way. So
Around a couple more of those dog legs.
Couple more dog legs,
Did you say there's 4 dog legs on this hole?
at least.
We have a full dog's worth of
There's a
legs.
full dog out there on this hole.
Certainly can't be easy on these players.
You just got to tune it out, and they all know what they're doing. They're one shot at a time. They're great golfers, so they're just thinking, throw it through this gap, let the disc hook up, and let's see what my lie looks like. Because let's be honest, you're not going to land in the same spot twice on this hole throughout the weekend. And if you do, and it's a good spot, I'm really proud of you. That's all I can say. I believe that was Luke throwing his Falk, that's an awesome shot. That's going to be a disc that's skipping and carrying down that fairway. So, great execution, great game plan there, Luke. Sean, wow. He found a little straight shot over to the basket from where he was at. I don't think the camera's doing this hole any justice.
No. These players certainly aren't making it seem as hard as it is either.
Going. Just short.
Good line, though. And Luke skips so far, he's actually got a straight shot in, as opposed to around the corner. Although, plenty of trees in his way.
Luke would vouch for me. This is another dog leg.
All right.
All right, so he's up there for his bird. And this is Sean for his birdie, which would be back-to-back birdies. Yeah, man. That's all right.
Off the rim.
Take it and walk away. Chandler gets a birdie. Luke gets a birdie.
Phill gets a 3-pointer.
Phill gets a 3-pointer.
And
All right. I love the energy of this card right now.
yes, unlikely star frame. But here we are on hole 9. Par 3, 301 feet. I believe another dog leg, but this time to the right.
And just one.
Just one dog leg this time. You get through there, land up on the green, and get your birdie. One big stump in the middle can definitely cause troubles, as well as the very many trees
Yeah.
before that.
It's a particular shot. You have to turn this disc over if you're throwing backhand like Sean right now.
Get through. Somehow.
You have to talk to your disc a lot.
Yes.
The shot here, if you're throwing that backhand, is to just, turn the disc, throw the Anheuser, but you can't have something that's completely understable. It's got to fight out a little bit, because eventually you're going to need that disc to go from turnover to straight and fly down that dogleg turn. Just like Phill did.
On cue. Thank you, Phill. We'll get you after the round, thanks. Making us look good.
I look good all the time.
Alright. Well, luckily for me, we can't see our faces.
Chandler's a little low, a little straight. I don't think he's in a bad position. He's plenty down the fairway, no kicks. So I'm going to say he might not be putting, but I believe he's definitely going to get his up and down.
This hole is playing as the 6th hardest hole at just about a 1/10 of a stroke over par.
I'm going to tell you, this hole hates me. The next hole hates me. The hole after that hates me. Other than that, I love this course.
So the beginning of the end.
Yeah, these 9, 10, and 11 are the holes that Like I cross my fingers. I could just walk through even. Go.
Oh!
Off the top, trying to get the throw in, which would have been 3 birdies in a row.
And that would have been an incredible way to finish that turkey.
Yep. Luke pitches right up for that par. And Chandler's flew all the way up there, inside circle 2. And gets the birdie.
Nails it.
Okay. I didn't even see where his shot went. Off the tee, it looked too low, too straight. But the thing that I didn't say is he threw it really hard.
Yes. As he seems to often do.
Oh no.
Sean misses again. He's hitting a lot of metal and it's not going in.
All right, Luke's got his par. And we have a birdie by Phill and a birdie by Chandler. And that's our front 9.
So Phill and Chandler both starting very well. Luke hanging in there. And besides the first and last hole of this front 9, Sean had a pretty decent round as well.
Look at that, Phill. -6, bogey free. Chandler in the same boat, just 1 stroke less. This is awesome. This is a great start to their tournament, to their weekend. So look forward to the front, the back 9 of this, see where they end up.
All right, we'll see you back there.
Yep, we'll see you on the next tee.